Hi, as I said in the last class, I will just give you a lecture about how you can use the financial calculator to solve the important problems we'll just study in a class. So actually in this course, you need financial calculator. Above all, actually, after finishing, this course, you should be able to use financial calculator fluently without any difficulty to solve some important problems, financial problems. Okay, so learning how to use financial calculator itself is an important lesson you can just learn in this course. The second reason is that actually to successfully finish your midterm exam or final exam, you should be able to use financial calculator without any difficulty. Okay, otherwise you may find it difficult to solve just those problems, midterm exam or final exam within time limit. So this is a financial calculator we will just use. It is called BA2 plus. This is the most widely used one in a class. So first, before using your financial calculator, you have to just finish setting up your financial calculator first. So first one is you have to set the number of payments per year. In default, this number of payments per year is set at 1. That means payment is made once a year. So how to set the number of payment per year? First, press second button, then press P over Y, and then press 1. Then press enter, and press second key, and press quit. So let me explain about this second button. When you see the financial calculator, there are white characters printed on a button. So if you press the button, the white character printed on a button, that command will be executed. But if you just see the button very closely, there are small characters in yellow printed above the button. So if you press second button, that small character button will be executed. If you don't press second button, then white character printed above the button or on the button will be executed. So press second button, then P over Y. This is small yellow character button printed above a button. So after pressing second key, P over Y, this is a yellow small character command printed above the button. So to clear the time value of money, you have to the second thing you have to do is you have to clear the time value of money memory registers. Let me explain about it. If you press CE/C, then the characters will just disappear from the screen. So it's very easy for you to think that, okay, all the calculations I have done, they are just removed from the financial calculator, right? But that's wrong. They are removed from the screen. The screen is now, just blank. But they still remain in a memory. Okay? So CE/C button doesn't remove previous calculations from the memory. It removes previous calculations just from the screen. So if you don't clear the memory before starting a new lecture, then the information you input now may be mixed with the previous calculations that still remain in a memory. So you may get some erroneous answer, right? So before starting a new calculation, you have to clear the memory from the previous calculations. Okay? That may remain in a memory. Okay? How can you do that? First, press second button, then press clear time value of money, clear TVM. Then this clear TVM button clears all entries into the time value of money functions. So N, I over Y, PMT, PV, and FV. So N, this is number of periods. I over Y, this is interest rate. And PMT, this is payment. PV, this is present value. FV, this is future value. Actually, you can solve almost all the problems that are related to time value of money using these 5 buttons. It's that easy. Just playing with these 5 buttons, then you can just solve just many problems that are related to the time value of money. So using financial calculator is that easy. And then this can be some minor issue, but let's discuss how we can set the decimal places on this financial calculator. First, press second button, then press the format button. Then press the enter the number of decimal places to show 0 to 9. Then press the enter button. So this enter button here, this is similar to the enter button in a computer. So you type in some number and press enter button. When you press enter button, that numbers you inputted, that will be that will be inputted to a memory. Okay, when you just press enter button. Now let's do some numerical example and let's study how you can solve this problem or example using financial calculator. Suppose that you invest $10,000 now. How much your investment will grow to in 6 years if annual compound interest rate is 10%. So, but financial calculator is helping you to solve these problems. But it is your job to understand the problem, right? Financial calculator can't understand the problem for you. So, what is this $10,000? This is present value. And how much your investment will grow to in 6 years if annual compound interest rate is 10%. You should figure out that actually this question is asking you to calculate future value. And number of years is 6 years. Then annual compound interest rate is 10%. Okay? So if I don't say otherwise, the interest rate here in default, if I don't say otherwise, interest rate in a question is annual interest rate. If I don't say otherwise, in default, interest rate in a question is annual interest rate. And if I don't say otherwise, it's compound interest rate. That's a default. Okay? So this is how you can solve this problem using financial calculator. The first two lines, this is what we have studied just before, right? This is how to set up your financial calculator before starting a calculation. So I have already finished explaining about them, right? If you just read this, you can clearly understand what they are. And you can skip these two steps if you have already finished setting up your financial calculator. So, as we have already studied, actually, $10,000, this is present value. So first press 10,000 and then press present value. And as we have already studied, actually, number of years, that's 10, right? Press 10 and then press I over Y. Press 6 and then press N. And press compute. CPT, this is compute. Okay. And press future value FV. Then you will see this number on screen. This is future value. Okay. You can solve this problem numerically. You can solve this problem manually using a future value formula. You will get the same answer actually. Okay. But there is one thing I want to just point out. That is, if you see this answer, there is minus sign here, right? Minus sign here. This is from the sign convention. There is a built-in sign convention. Okay. With this financial calculator, present value, future value, they will have opposite signs. This is convention, built-in financial calculator. This is convention. Okay. So present value, future value, they will have the opposite signs. So for instance, if you just input minus 10,000 for a present value, then you will find that actually future value you will get. Okay, that will have a positive sign. What will happen if you input present value and future value with the same sign? Okay, then you are violating the sign convention, and financial calculator will stop working and give you error sign. So don't forget the sign convention.